we go live, you'll start. There we go. Hello.
It tricked you. All right, we are live. It is Tuesday at noon. Lindsay is not with us today. She is tending to a sick child, so it is just me, and we have Miss Lisa Monaco with Island Way Shutters on with us. So you might have seen her, I don't know, driving down the road in her Jeep because she has her Jeep has a symbol on it, or she's just all over Facebook all the time. Is showing all of her installation jobs and everything. So I will move the floor over to you, Lisa. You can introduce yourself and then we'll just go from there.
Well, I am the owner of Island Way Shutters. I started my company, let's see, my son is going to be 18 in May, and I was pregnant with him. And I started as Lisa Watson's Interior Decorating. And then I figured out that your business should be like a fictitious name. And I kind of just vibed with going to the island all the time. So that's where Island Way came from. And we are now in Tarpon Springs, and we have a showroom that I'm in. As you can see behind us, we have a couple shutters in the view behind us. We have motorized roller shades. We have a custom closet in here, and a couple cellular pleated. But for the most part, we can come to your house and we bring hundreds of samples. We look at your house and we determine what things you're trying to accomplish. Energy efficiency, is it for a look? Is it for comfort? Do you want motorization? And then we go back out to the Jeep and we bring different things in, and we usually can find something for everyone, and we can figure out how to make it work with your budget, as long as with whatever we got going on in your home.
Cool. Well, I had no idea that you had did you do like interior design fully before, or was it just the shades?
Well, I tried to get into like helping them pick colors and stuff with their house, painting, and I was working with some people back then, but I've focused mainly just on interior window treatments, exterior window treatments, and custom closets.
Okay.
I didn't know that the interior decorating just wasn't my thing, but that was what we started as. We tried it. It just didn't last.
Yeah. I didn't know that you did closets.
Yes, we do. We have a couple different closets that we can offer. We have let's turn the camera around. We have a closet right here. You see, we got a Marquise close up in here. You guys are gonna have to give us a t-shirt. But we can put drawers in. We can put shelves in the corner, and we have hang bars there. You can do long hang, double hang, all different kinds. And then we have motorized roller shade over here.
Mm-hmm.
But this is our showroom. Let's give you a little spin here. We got a couple different things in here.
So pretty.
But yeah, by appointment only at the showroom, but we come to your house as well by appointment only.
Yeah. So what's your process like?
I really love working with.
So what's your process like?
We come in and we design. We come in and we design. We give you like your vision and what our vision is, and then it sometimes takes us a minimum of 2 weeks to get the product. And then plantation shutters are running right around 8 or 9 weeks right now. And then we come back in, and I, as the owner of the company, always like to come back as well with my installers. It's mostly family. I have my husband and my kids that work for me, and then we have 6 other installers. So my family's like the helpers of the business.
Okay,
and,
perfect.
I'm always on site. When we have an install, I try to be on site to make sure everything's perfect. And then, of course, I turn into my little producer, and I get my phone out and video them, and I try to share with everybody like the steps of like start to finish of the installs. I like to show, when we're taking it down, putting it back up, we get to show them everything. So you're a realtor, right?
Yes. Yep.
When your homeowners buy the houses, what would you say the majority of them, are they happy with the window treatments, or is that one of the first things they say, oh, we got to change those?
It depends on like the price bracket, I would say. But I would say probably like 50-50, because sometimes it already comes with, beautiful
Yeah.
shades or shutters. And then
The
sometimes it's
majority of the
like,
homes you list are high end with beautiful. They're all set up and ready to go.
right, exactly. But I mean, you see the difference when you have like a shutter or just like a nice like
Yes.
shade or something, when they're all uniform, and it really changes the dynamic of a house.
Yep.
You wouldn't think that it would, but it does. Like,
Plantation shutters last like the life of your home. So once you put a plantation shutter in your home, it's something you're not going to have to mess with. They come with a
ever.
25-year warranty for a reason. They don't break very easily.
Hmm.
They're going to
I
last forever.
love, I love plantain shutters. I feel
Yeah.
like
Plantation
they
is the word. I don't understand why people call them by the banana, the plantain. They're
really
plantation. Yep,
you
yep.
call them
And then we
plantain.
have outdoor, and then we have outdoor Bahama shutters. Let me show you. We have some samples down here. Oh, that's not easy to get down there, but those are our Bahama shutters,
Yeah, for
and
the
those
exterior,
are very
right?
popular for outside. But people will call those plantation shutters as well. Yeah, sometimes people think those are plantation shutters, but they're not.
Huh.
They're not.
I actually had a client recently. She added those to the exterior. I think her family does like a bunch of renovation stuff, and they're contractors. So I think that they did them themselves, and made them.
Oh,
But
okay.
man, I could tell you, like when she bought this house, it needed a facelift for sure. And it was a
The
beautiful
curb
home, but then she,
appeal. The curb appeal is amazing with those. Yep.
yeah,
Night
and
and
it's on the
day.
water, so
Oh,
it
and
gave it
energy
that like,
efficiency. You add a lot of energy efficiency with the Bahama shutters and the plantation shutters because you're putting a big barrier between your insides and the sun.
yeah. And I think that it just makes it so much easier because you don't have to mess with curtains. You don't have to have
Yeah.
blinds getting tangled up or kinked or broken or whatever. And they're just easy to open and close. If you want light to come
Yep.
in, you open them up. If you don't, then you
Exactly.
close them.
Exactly.
Yeah. So those are my personal favorite.
Yeah. So my new favorite this year has been motorization. We've been pushing motorization um, big time this year, and a lot of people are coming up with some pretty neat stuff they're putting in their homes. We did motorization in a yacht this year. That was one of my favorites. They decided they wanted the honeycomb blackout shades, and they wanted to have them on a timer. So in the morning they go up 6 a.m., wakes everybody on the boat up, and then you can also operate them separately during the day if you need privacy. You can push the button to make them go down, but they have them set on a timer to go down at 8 p.m. So, it gives privacy in your bedroom. That was very interesting. And then recently we did a really huge condo in Tampa and they had the sheer zebra shades. Oh, those were beautiful. Those are, and motorized, they motorized all of them. So I'm in love with motors right now. You can even motorize plantation shutters. I've just had nobody do it yet. So if anybody out there would love to have some motorized shutters, I will do them at cost. I will not upcharge your motors, and I'd love to add them to my portfolio. That would be
Wow.
something I would really love to accomplish next year. Have somebody do the motorized shutters. It's just haven't done it yet. Been in business 19 years and haven't sold them yet.
So what part is motorized? Because I know that,
So
and
they put it in the head rail or the railing. Let's see, can you see this one? So it would be inside this actual part of the plantation shutter, and it's just a motor that's hidden in here. And then they would just go, just push a
okay.
button, So you could be sitting on the couch, or you could just say, Alexa, open the shutter, open shutter A, open shutter B, close shutter A, close shutter B. So I'm hoping somebody's watching this and decides they want to order them because that would be awesome.
So are they all Alexa or like
No,
Google
no,
Home?
they're not. But let me show you the little hub thing. So this is what makes them connect. It's called an Automate Pulse, and it's a little modem. And we install it with your Wi-Fi. I send a technician out there, and it just plugs in, and then we have to put a bunch of passwords in. And then that's what makes it to where you can basically just command any of your window openings. You can command every single type of a window treatment pretty much now. I don't think they motorized blinds yet though, but I don't know why you would want to do that.
I know. I mean,
we sell faux wood blinds a lot in flip homes, sometimes just to stage a home to make it look prettier to sell it, and a lot of rentals.
Right.
You can motorize plantation shutters, and that's my goal next year, is to make sure that happens.
Well, I didn't even know that was a possibility. So,
yeah. So I'll do it for cost for whoever wants to do it. That's definitely a bonus.
So I know that this is kind of, it is going to depend. The answer is going to vary, but like, what's the cost difference? Like if you wanted to add motorization to really any type of shade or shutter?
Well, it depends on the size of the shutter. So a larger shutter would need a bigger motor, but I would say that the motors start at $300 a piece and they go upwards of $650 to $1,000, depending on how large the opening. So if you had an opening for something like 150 inches wide, you'd probably be paying on the higher end. But if you have just a standard size like this, a 25 or 35 inch wide, you're probably looking at $300 to $350 for a motor, and then $75 for the remotes.
Okay.
So it's not too much more, but when people have a whole house full of plantation shutters, I guess they would probably want to motorize them all. So when they see the price sheet for that, they're like, oh, snap, let's just do them regularly. We'll walk over to them every day. So I think maybe if I focused on saying, well, let's just motorize these ones right here, I might be able to sell them a little better.
Yeah, because I think that for me, I feel like I would want to motorize the ones so I can set a timer, like where the sun was going to be blasting into my house personally.
Yeah, so a lot of master bedrooms have an average of 3 shutters. So that's easily $1,000 more to $2,000 more just to motorize a room. And that's where people run into let's just do them by hand. But with motorized roller shades, people don't seem to back down. That's been a very popular thing. Everybody's been wanting to motorize them this year. Nobody wants to walk over and do cordless shades anymore. I think the majority, about 90% of our roller shades are all motorized that we sell.
That's cool. Yeah, we have some roller shades on my back porch, and they have the thing. And
I'm
like,
fun, isn't it? The continuous cord loop.
And I'm like, gosh, like this sucks. Like I do want to get them replaced because they also they don't go all the way down to the floor.
Oh, so you only did the halfway mark.
Yeah, and then I need them to be able to like the wind to not like blow them in and out like all over the place. So
so we actually have a weatherproof system with side channels, and we can sell something to where it can secure your home, but yet you still have the shade down, and you don't have to put it up in the wind. So we have that. We have that as well.
Yeah, I'll have to get with you on that because if we're sitting on the back porch, like the back of our house faces west, so like at night or in the evening,
you want your privacy.
Not even that. We just get so blasted with the sun that if it's like summertime, I think it's almost unbearable because the sun is just beating so like hard on you. So we need a little bit of shade, but yeah, so then we put those down, but then if you get a gust of wind, then the shade's like blowing all the way up and it's like not doing its job.
I just left somebody's house. She wanted something cheap and she wanted some privacy for a jacuzzi on her porch. And I told her, don't leave it down when it's really windy because she's got stucco on the one wall and it'll blow out and hit that stucco. And sure enough, it's hitting the stucco. So we're going to rewrap the bottom of it and fix the fabric for her. And then we've come up with another solution for her. She's going to have the bottom channel and tracking system. So it's going to secure it so it won't blow anymore. But when she first initially purchased it, she's like, oh, I'll just make sure I put it up every time. She didn't want to pay the extra for the rest of the system. But now she sees there's a reason. Because if you go the cheap route, you're usually going to regret it. You want to go with all the upgrades if you can.
Yeah, and if you're going to do it, then you should. And we
have credit cards. It's like a payment plan. You only have to put 50% down, and then you don't have to pay the rest until the window treatment comes in anyway. So
well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice because they can get pricey and depending on, like you said, like the size of
Yep.
the
It
window
makes
or
your
how
life
many windows.
so much more manageable on a porch.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we only have the two. I can't remember when we put them up. We put them up like a year-ish ago, I think. And I mean, and they are light filtering, so
Yeah.
it's nice to have them, but I know that we need to upgrade it and get it done the right way the next time.
Yeah.
Because ultimately you end up spending more money when you try to go like you said, like the cheaper route to save more money, but then you're
Exactly.
like, man, I should have done it the right way the first time. So now I'm spending the same, if not more, and going through all the hassle.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Why, I don't know why you and I haven't gotten together and have lunch. We got to get together and have lunch soon.
I don't know either. I feel like we like comment on each other's stuff all the time. I feel like you were also, I thought I saw your Jeep in my neighborhood yesterday. Were you in Hudson Beach doing a quote?
My helper was driving yesterday. He had my Jeep. So yeah,
Yes.
he was in Hudson. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Because
I
it's
was at the
funny.
chiropractor at 9:30 in the morning, and he had my Jeep. I had to drive the Tundra yesterday. I couldn't get up and down in and out of my Jeep yesterday.
Yeah. What
Today,
happened?
I was climbing. My kids wanted to go to the monster trucks thing out in Gibsonton, so it's a little bit of a drive. So we
Mhm.
decided to carpool with one of my best friends and his kid. So I was going to sit in the back seat of the F-350 with the three kids, which it's a big truck and it's really lifted. It could like run right over my Jeep. It's pretty
Oh
big.
my
And
gosh.
so I had tight jeans on and I was trying to climb in and I just turned and twisted wrong and I kind of like slipped and lost my grip. And then I got stuck in a 90-degree position on top of my son and I couldn't move. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "We should have got out of the way. Now I'm stuck here. I can't move."
Oh my
Like
gosh.
I've never thought I've never thrown my back out. And I've seen it in the movies where they like, oh, and then they're stuck that way. That was what happened to me.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
just keeps like freezing back to that every once in a while, but it's getting a little better. I
Yeah.
have an
Because you're,
I'm walking around with a big ice pack tied to my back.
oh man. Go
And
sit
I can't
outside. It's
go
cold
home.
enough.
I'm going to go home and lay down on another ice pack in a minute.
Ugh.
I'm in
Jeez.
love with
Yeah.
ice right now. So I'm glad it's cold out right now because it's helping a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah. But you didn't like dislocate anything?
Well, I haven't got the report back yet from the x-ray technician. They just gave me a disc and said it'll be the end of the week. And so I brought that disc to a chiropractor and she looked at it and she's like, "You're a little wiggly, like curved to one side and you shouldn't be. That could be the problem and you could be pinching a nerve. And if I still am in a lot of pain, I guess on Friday we're going to do the MRI."
Okay.
I
Well,
just do
hopefully,
it anyway, because
yeah.
I did something good. When you get older, you can't climb and jump and act like a kid anymore. I should have made my kid get out of the way and help me up. I was like, "Oh, I got this. I'm going to get in the back with the kids." No, it was a terrible idea. And then I
Ugh.
had to ride in the back of the car with them for an hour and a half like that and pretend I was okay. I'm like, "Oh, we're going to have a great time." And the whole time I was in agony.
Oh gosh, no, that's the worst.
They
I've
had a
never,
good time though. They had a great time. So that's all that matters.
yeah, it's all worth it.
Yeah, memories, core memories. They got to ride in the monster trucks. I wanted to, but I couldn't. There's no way I would have been able to climb up and I didn't want to be tossed around, so I skipped it.
Yeah, you would have went straight to the ER.
Oh, for sure. I actually, when it happened, the first thought in my head was they need to drop me off at the ER and just go without me and I'll Uber home. That was the first thought in my head. And I'm like, "Nope, you can do this, Lisa. You can do this."
Oh wow.
And I
Yeah.
did it. I
Well,
looked
you'll
like
always,
I was walking around like I crapped my pants, though. I'm like, this is not a good look.
well,
Because you
I'm
can't
sure
see my
nobody
neck.
noticed.
Yeah. Oh no, everybody noticed. Trust me, everybody noticed.
They were all staring at you. You're like, everything's fine.
It's fine. Just
Hopefully
let's
you had one of your Island Way shirts on, so they would
yeah.
remember. Like,
No, I did not, thank God, because I didn't want anybody recognizing me. And I didn't see any, and usually I see somebody I know everywhere, even like 3 hours from my home, somebody will walk up to me, "Oh, hi, you're that Lisa girl." And well, nobody saw me like that because I was like really crippled looking for sure.
but it's all fun. It'll be something that you not always remember, for not only because it was a good time and memories like that,
Yeah.
but because you'll never forget how much pain you were in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting
So,
better one day at a time.
mhm. So what is there like a specific job that you've done is like, I loved doing this house. This was my favorite, or like anybody
Well,
ask
I have
you?
one that I'm really looking forward to right now. My girlfriend Patty lives right on the Gulf of Mexico, and she's got huge, big drapes, but she wants to add something to the windows to black it out so she doesn't have to pull the drapes every time. So we're getting ready to put some motorized Roman shades. Yes, that is one of my favorite things I've done in Tampa. We're actually installing a couple more soon. We just ordered them woven wooden Roman shades. They are beautiful by far.
What's a Roman shade?
A Roman shade, kind of when it goes up and down, it cascades and like hoops a little, you know.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. It's like
Yeah,
yes, I think I've seen them. I think I saw an Instagram video actually of a motorized one that kind
yeah,
of like loops, and then they put it
yeah.
over their
They're
kitchen window.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous. They're my favorite right now, but they're a little pricey, so they're not for everyone, of course. But she'll be getting those, and hopefully we'll be installing them in a couple weeks. I just have to go over there and measure them. She just got back in town.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah.
She
That's
so
my
she's
favorite part of the job, going to all these beautiful homes. So every day I go in an average of always three houses a day minimum, I would say. And every single house I go to seems to get better and better. And just getting to see all the different designs and the different looks people, have.
Mhm.
It's just, my job is ever changing every day. So I get to be on the water or I get to be in the woods. Somebody's out on a bunch of property. Today, one of our clients lives in a very small, little gated, woodsy, fisherman like community out in Odessa. And I was like, "Ooh, I didn't even know places like this existed." There's only like 10 or 15 houses in there. Absolutely adorable. The name of the street was Coqui. You'll have to look it up. Coqui, Koki, in Odessa. I fell in love with that
Huh.
neighborhood. They're all on like 2 or 3 acres too.
Wow.
Gorgeous houses.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably one of my favorite things too, about like just being in people's houses and seeing what they
Yeah.
do with it, and getting like different ideas, and just seeing how other people live. I feel like it's so fun and interesting,
Yep.
because like you said, like one day you're on the water and the next thing you're on
Exactly.
on like a cabin somewhere, so you're like, wow, this is just so cool.
Yeah. So I put my glasses on now. I could see you the whole time. I can't see anything on the screen.
It's okay.
So fun.
I was just talking about that with somebody this morning. She was saying at the gym that her kid has astigmatism, and that she has
Yeah.
like perfect vision, but now since she's getting a little older, she's has a sensitivity to light. And I'm like, it's fine. Like, I can't see. I'm like, I have astigmatism, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna be blind in the next like 20 years or something.
Well, once you hit 40, it's all downhill after that. I'm telling you. I just hit 50 and I can't go anywhere without my readers. I have to have glasses all the time. I don't have to wear them to see like far away yet. I'm hoping that never happens.
I
But
think you'll be
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
anything within arm's reach, I can't see anymore without glasses.
Well, I've been having to wear contacts or glasses since I was a kid, so I don't think it's going to get any better for me.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm thankful that never happened. And now I see how hard it is. I remember as a child, I would be like, oh man, I wish I had glasses like her. She looks cool. She's got glasses. You would want them, but
Mhm.
never in a million years now. I wish it away.
Yeah, because they like hurt your ears sometimes, and then like sometimes they hurt your nose,
And
and
they're always dirty. So
always. Mhm.
doesn't
And
matter.
then
You can just clean them and then 5 minutes later they're dirty again.
yep, yep. So you are like always have like the fog or like a smudge on your glass, and it's like,
Yeah.
yep.
So
I
let
get
me
it.
just show you guys my showroom before we wrap I showed you the showroom, but my warehouse, so you could see like hopefully it's bright before we wrap this up. So we're able to hold people's products if need be. Like right now we're holding Jen Verge's shutters because her
She's
construction project
building.
is not done.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's building, and her builder's taking a lot longer than he should. So we have her shutters here. Another person's there, but we have a whole big, huge warehouse where we have room to keep shutters. These ones are getting installed tomorrow. Oh, it's hard to see. Those ones are getting installed tomorrow. But every day we get a delivery, we schedule it right away. We don't try to hold on to the product,
Right.
but we will if we have to. That's one thing we did find out recently, that another decorator was really on the people about having the install done right away, and gave them like a 5-day notice. And then he said that he was going to return their product. So I've never heard of that before, but I guess some people don't have the storage space when they receive the product for the clients, so they have to get it out the door. We prefer, and we would love to, and we have the installers to do so, but sometimes people run into problems, like they'll be getting their windows installed and then they don't pass inspection. So sometimes we have to hold stuff, but I thought I'd share that because, people are like,
no, that's
afraid to place their order, but nope, don't be afraid, because we'd rather hold your product and have it here and be ready for you than you to have to wait any longer. Because when you're doing a big project like that, that's no fun when then you have to wait for the next step and you're ready for it right away.
well, yeah, because if you don't have any shades or anything over your windows, then you're living in a fishbowl.
We also come out, and if they want, we'll put the paper shades up that just stick on there. We'll do that for them. We try not to let people go without window treatments at all. As quick as we can, and we can get some things in as quick as a week. We can get faux wood blinds made locally here in Port Richey. I have a connection, and I believe our closets are down to 2 weeks now. We can get our custom closets in 2 weeks, which is unheard of, because a lot of people can't even get an appointment, and then they're told, oh, they're 3 months out for their closets. No, we can get them installed in about 2 weeks.
Wow. No, that's great, because I feel like just a lot of materials in general are just still so backed up. And I think it's just kind of been that way since 2020.
Well, I think we've seen a big change and things are different. The only thing I've noticed that sucks for communication wise still is the actual deliveries, like FedEx. We never know when we're getting our deliveries until like the day of. And I don't love that part, but we've kind of figured it out from the day we see it gets shipped out. We can figure it out in our head now. We've got it down to a science, but when we look on the computers, nobody knows where anything is anymore still. I don't know if that's ever changed though.
You can only control what you can, right? You just gotta roll with the punches. So that's pretty cool though. So do you guys work with like a lot of new construction, like either the builders, or just do you find going into these homes that are like Jen Verge, for instance,
so we've only had a few new construction in the past month or two. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to John, my helper, today, and I said, we haven't been having that much new construction lately. I think we need to go back out to these areas and put some feet on the ground and get out there. But we're very lucky. We get a lot of our business referred to us from the building, some contractors who are doing remodels. That's the majority of it. And windows. So Tim Lipton Windows and Doors refers us all his people, and we work with him, and I sell windows for them. And then all the other window people around here that I work with and I've been referring for years also refer us. Pretty much a preferred vendor for window treatments with a lot of the window companies around here, because my husband does windows and doors. And as a window and door installer, you kind of bounce around where the work is. So he works for the majority of them, on a touch and go basis.
Yeah. So does your husband have his own window and door company?
No, he's just a subcontractor. Right now, currently, he's working for like Morgan Exteriors. He goes where the work is. Let's just say whoever's busy enough that week, if they can book him for the whole week, then he'll take it.
Cool. That's another service that's in high demand and can get a little pricey, especially if you have a lot of them.
I think to put new windows and doors in my house is about what it cost my mom to buy her first house. That's a comparison. So you could see, she probably paid $35,000 for my home that we lived and grew up in. She still lives there. And to put new windows in her house would be what she paid for the house.
That's a tough pill to swallow. She's probably like, heck no, these windows are fine.
Well, energy efficiency will increase. You can get tax write-offs for energy efficiency improvements, home improvements, what have you. But now they've changed the code for windows and doors. And if you have impact, that's going to save you money on your insurance as well. You can save,
but you do all
overall, you can save between energy efficiency and tax write-offs 30 to 50% if you do it right and talk to your tax advisor. So there's a lot of pluses to replacing your windows and doors. And then the window treatments also that add, energy efficiency as well.
Yep. And they do have that, that there's a grant program in Florida. It's called My Florida Safe Home.
Yeah. Didn't that just run out?
So they ran out.
Yeah.
But they released some more money, some more funds, because I actually applied for it earlier this year.
Okay.
For my house. And I just got an email last week that because I got through everything except for them actually coming out to give me the quotes because they didn't have any more money to give. And I just got an email that they were starting to go through the applications that were, that came in before they ran out. So they said that they would be in touch or something. So I'm going to go back on my portal. See,
that running out has slowed down window sales. So
I bet.
Yeah, so window installs have slowed down in general because the majority of the people that did that, they've all got their windows in and they're all installed. So it's slow. The window business has slowed down a little bit because of that. We need things like that to help the homeowner so that they can afford to do the things that they need to do to fix their home, to make it, properly energy efficient and safe and all that stuff. Windows are a really important part of your home.
No, they really are. Like, we need to replace our sliding glass doors. We have 2 of them.
And of course, that's the most expensive sliding doors.
Yep. And, we could probably get a couple of ours that, they're not the originals, thank God, but our sliders are definitely in some need. So, but yeah,
those rollers, they just don't last anymore, I swear.
No. And
have you had them replaced though, just to try to get by in the meantime?
The rollers?
Yeah.
We did, but then we got flooded, so we'll see what the salt water does to them.
Yeah.
They're a little tough.
Ruined it, for sure.
Yeah. Yep. So, but yes, we're going to see what this the grant program does, because an extra $10,000 to put towards it is a big deal.
Yeah, it sure is. $10,000 is a lot of money. I could put window treatments in your whole house. So we actually had a wonderful client in Gulf Harbors who did just that. She bought windows through me, through Lipton Windows, got the $10,000 back, and put new window treatments in her entire house, basically, with that money.
Perfect.
And then she had a little bit of money left over. I don't know what she did with that, but yeah, I think we were able to save her. I think it was like $7,500, and we put plantation shutters in her whole house and motorized shades on the back. So she considered that a freebie. She was grateful.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely life-changing. And now she's saving money on her electric bill. And probably if they're all impact, I don't know,
Yep, they are. And living on the water, you know how scary it is living on the water. So just having impact windows makes you feel a little safer. But the flooding is what you obviously experienced now. I experienced it in 1993, the March storm. My grandparents lived on Sea Ranch, the No Name storm. And that was so traumatic. I just can't even imagine what you guys are. I mean, I can imagine what you guys are dealing with, but I can't imagine living there and knowing that's something that could happen again. Like that's a scary situation, what you guys all went through.
It's not for everybody. And, and I think a lot of people, realize that this time around, that they're like, this isn't for me. Even if they didn't flood, they're like, I'm done. Yeah, it's not for everybody. And, especially if like I had young children, or if, I don't know, maybe I was like just older in general, like maybe if I was in my 70s, I really wouldn't want to be dealing with all of it. So, again, it's just not for everybody. But, if you have that mindset of knowing that it's a possibility and you're ready to prepare and everything, and it's worth it to have that, lifestyle, then great. But
Did you guys run into any problems with closings when, we had all that flooding? Were you in the middle of closings or listings? How did that work for you guys?
So I had 2 listings that flooded. One was an investor. So I took, and they live in Tampa. So I let them know. It's like, hey, just wanted to let you know that the neighborhood is not doing well right now. And I let them know that we had evacuated. And I was like, I don't know what your house looks like right now, but I'll let you know when I go back. And so we took their house off the market, and they went in and did what they had to do to get the house back to, that it was ready to be sold again. Yeah. They didn't get a ton of water in, thankfully, but they got enough to where they were like, we got to go in here. And they cut out, I think they only got maybe an inch or something in. So but
even an inch of water does a lot of damage.
Yeah, that they went in there, dried it out, they cut out, whatever was wet, replaced the drywall, all that stuff, and they put it back together. So that way it was, and it took them about a month, I would say, somewhere around there. The other house that I had, thankfully, so that one was an unfortunate situation. We were actually supposed to close on, I think, the day of the storm. However, that buyer, the financing ended up falling through last minute. And thankfully for that buyer, I guess, that would have been traumatic to close on a house and then it floods the same day. But thankfully this wasn't my client's primary residence, and they were out of state. So, I went over and checked their house out because I had no idea. Came back, saw what was going on in mine. And I was like, okay, let me go look at these other houses. And I let her know what was going on. And, they're still working on getting her house back together because they're trying to, manage insurance and all of that. So I didn't experience any delays personally, but I experienced that on my end with my 2 listings.
I was curious about that because I know, business the show must go on, And
Yeah. So it was, that was a lot, kind of trying to help them manage and document stuff, and then trying to figure out what I'm doing with my house. And, then I had other clients. So I'm was in a weird state of mind for sure for a couple days.
You got to worry about your own self first before you can help other people. And that's something a lot of people don't understand. If you're not putting yourself first and your well-being first, how are you going to be the best you for other people to, represent their homes, their wants, and their needs?
Yeah. No, it's hard, especially when you have to make something like that happens to you, and then you still have to run your business, and or even go to work or whatever. So it's a
real test of one's strength, let me tell you, right?
Yeah. Did your sister flood, or were you? Because I saw we
did save her home, but she already had flooded before and was waiting for insurance money and just time and figuring stuff out. Because having the metastatic breast cancer for the last year, that was her priority. And actually, she just made a post today. Coastal Tile, Nick G. They just ripped her tile up, and she's like, "Thank you." She can't wait to get her place all back together. So it's taken her a long time, to get the insurance money from a flood that was prior, but we were able to sandbag her house and save it this time. But water did come up to all the sandbags, and it would have went completely in her house had we not sandbagged it properly. So you can't just throw sandbags. You got to know how to do it the right way. And we've been doing it for years. We've been doing it for years. And the one time we didn't do it, she actually got water. We just never know.
We prepped our house. We boarded up. We did Flex Seal and spray foam, but where we didn't seal, where we think that it came in. We know it came in through the garage. The garage door wasn't. We didn't do that, and then we left when we saw the water was coming up, so that our last slider, it didn't have time enough for the spray foam and everything to cure before the water came up. So when we got home, there was a little pinhole of water trickling out. So I think the majority of it came through the garage. Then the last door that we just, didn't do, but it's all a learning experience. So we're next time we're just going to seal up the house and leave the day before.
Yep.
So,
What else you can do?
yep, nothing else.
Say
So,
a prayer.
yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we are a little bit over our 30 minutes, which is more than
Yes.
fine. We're not very strict here.
It
So,
was lovely talking to you.
yes, it was so nice. We'll have to get together and go do lunch
Okay,
here soon.
excellent. Well, you
But
have a
if any,
great rest of your day.
thank you. You too. So if anybody wants to get a quote from you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
They can give me a shout at 727-992-8027, or they could check out our website, islandwayshutters.net, and send me an email, and I'll get back with them.
Okay. Awesome. And we have it across the banner. Yeah, you have a wonderful rest of your day. Get some rest, but not too much. I hope your back feels better.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Well, you have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank
You
you.
too. All right.